All right, so the World Cup is finally over, and man, what an exciting tournament it has been. We've had the biggest names come to prove why they are the biggest names. You understand? Yeah, and Spain deserved the event as the winners of the World Cup. I personally believe that Spain deserved to win the World Cup. I didn't see anything. I mean, the closest team I saw, or the team I tipped heading to the World Cup with the tournament was France, given how deep their squad was. I mean, a lot of Twitter tacticals wrote Spain off. I mean, as a favorite to win the World Cup, but I mean, they proved the whole world wrong. Like on paper, Spain don't look too scary. They don't look like they pose mark threats. But see what they did in the World Cup, right? They proved everybody wrong, and they showed the world that tactical discipline always beats individual brilliance. Yeah, and so yeah, we had the big names like Vinicius Junior, Erling. You know, I've watched so many World Cup. No, I'm also I've watched 4 World Cups. I think 2010. No, I didn't watch 2010. I've had active World Cups I've watched 2014, 2018, 2020, and 2026. And I think this one is up there for me. I mean, of course, Qatar 2022 was my favorite World Cup. I mean, based on the assets, the thrill, the excitement. I mean, when I sum all those things together, I thought was the best for you. But this is truly exceptional. This is truly exceptional. So yeah, Spain have won the World Cup, and I feel they truly deserve it. Yeah, and let's talk about Argentina. Right, Argentina to me really impressed me by getting to the final. Before the World Cup, when the team sheets came out, I didn't really expect much from Argentina because we had France having like the front three of Elise, Mbappe, and Dembele. They even had Shaky on the bench. You see how crazy it was. We had Portugal with their midfield, Bruno Fernandes, Vitinha, and João Neves. Ronaldo up top, and this guy, João Felix having like an exceptional season out. It's unnecessary, but I don't use that to like price him up. I mean, he has performed. Like, I really thought Portugal could have done something. France could have done something. I mean, France did well by getting to the semi-final, but like this Spanish team really neutralized their attack. They made France unrecognizable. You understand? So yeah, and with Argentina, as I said, I was really impressed that they got to the final because I didn't expect them to get to the final. That's why I told them to just make it out of the group stage. And now that they even expanded the tournament to, I think, 40 teams or so, they need a round of 32. So like, it even made their part harder for me in my mind. Right? But then they proved, and all of that lied on the shoulders of one man, Lionel Messi. Look, Messi has lost the World Cup, right? He has lost the World Cup. And you know, like, people are going to banter, right? Casual survival fans are going to banter. But this guy has totally earned my respect. You understand? The only reason Argentina got to the final was because of Lionel Messi. Anybody on comment challenge me, right? He dragged them from the group stages right to the final. Right? And you see, even in games where they won convincingly, right? You had a lot of people around saying that Argentina don't play this organized form of football. They don't play any special kind of football. It's just Messi carrying the team, right? Messi had a goal contribution, I think, all the games, right? Every single year, apart from the final. And understandable. So this man, I feel like he has cemented his legacy as the greatest of all time. But I'm saying greatest of all time, I'm saying after them Maradona. I didn't watch them, and their statistics are something Messi. I'm talking about of this golden generation of football, Messi, Ronaldo, Neymar, Suarez. I feel like Messi is on another level. Like calling him the GOAT now is an understatement. Like he's that guy. He's football. Look, somebody said God wanted to play football, and this guy loves Messi.
Yeah, Messi, right? Yeah.
Yes, at 39.
Yeah.
39 doing this. A lot of people underrate Messi's longevity. We keep talking about longevity as like a factor to determine who the GOAT is, right? Messi is 39 and he's competing with the Mbappe and Haaland who are in their prime, right? In the World Cup, he scored 8 goals. Who expected that thing from Messi? 8 goals. At the time Messi had 8 goals, Mbappe also had 8 goals. Mbappe beat him with 10 goals. I mean, he scored 2 more goals in the friendlies, which I feel like in the bronze final against him, which I feel like when it happened, if there was like something at stake, like, well, you don't get high scoring finals in matches like France and England if the World Cup is on the line. So, yeah, I feel like it's something they feel like they had already lost the final. So like, I mean, we even saw Harry Kane on the bench, so you can see like how serious it was. Let's talk about the players who were, in my view, who were very disappointed. Heading to the World Cup, there were certain players we take to be like the main man, the people to shine on the biggest stage, right? And for me, I think the biggest disappointment for me is Bruno Fernandes, hands down, no doubt about it. I mean, people talk about Vitinha and Jean Neves, but Bruno Fernandes, heading into the World Cup, or before the World Cup, Bruno Fernandes was part of that midfield trio that actually put Portugal up there as one of the favorites to win the World Cup. You understand? Bruno Fernandes, before this World Cup, was the Premier League player of the season. He broke the all-time assist record in a season. So he was entering the World Cup with all that momentum, only for him to get to the World Cup and play like a shadow of himself. I don't understand, how was Bruno playing like that? I mean, I'm a Chelsea fan, but if you're talking about Manchester United player that I actually love, I actually wish were in my team, Bruno Fernandes is the number one. The guy he's superb at class side, right? And you know, we've always been talking about how Manchester United, being at Manchester United, is limiting what he can achieve or limiting his ceiling as a player, right? We talk about his legacy, right? If Bruno Fernandes was at team as Real Madrid, PSG, Bayern Munich, he would be comfortably in certain conversations with Iniesta, Xavi, Zidane. But both was at Manchester United. I mean, it's no disrespect to Manchester United, but like, you know what I'm saying, right? You know what I'm saying. So Bruno Fernandes coming to the Portugal, coming to the World Cup, I was expecting him to actually prove that he's that guy, prove that he's the guy who could be in those conversations with the greats up there. But I mean, I really don't know what happened to Bruno Fernandes, and I can't say it any other way. He has been my biggest flop of the tournament. I mean, he really, really disappointed me. Golden Ball, the best player of the tournament. I personally feel like it went to Rodri. You know, I feel like Rodri's an exceptional player. When you're talking about like central midfielders, right? The Busquets, the Jorginhos, those type of players. Rodri's exceptional, right? I usually don't argue Bellingham, but to me, Jude Bellingham plays as an attacking midfielder, given the number of goals he scored. Yeah, he scores, I mean. So yeah, but Rodri winning the Golden Ball to me, right, was very much undeserved because, I mean, yeah, Rodri was the heart of the Spain team. He was the main engine driving and winning the World Cup. But when you tell me that he's the best player of the tournament, I find it very funny because, see, we had a Kylian Mbappe, right? Who in this tournament broke the all-time record for the highest number of goals in the World Cup. We had a Lionel Messi who dragged his disorganized Argentina team from the group stages to the final, right? Lionel Messi decided games for Argentina. There were games where, especially the game against England, there were games where Messi moves to the, he starts as I think he starts as a 10. Then he moves to the right wing. And we've seen crosses with his right leg, deciding games, right? In the game against England, when they scored on England, but that's what actually happened. Messi decided games. In the game against Cape Verde, they actually decided games for Argentina. And I think those are the factors that should be looked at when you're trying to talk about the player of this tournament. When you tell me Rodri is the player of this tournament, and I ask you, anyone in your comment can explain to me what did Rodri do? What did Rodri do for you to say, oh yeah, like this warrants? What did he do to warrant the player of the tournament or what? Biggest underachievers. Now, when I figure out the underachievers, I'm talking about the team that really disappointed me. And there are two, right? Number one is Portugal, and number two is Brazil. Let me start with Brazil. Now, Brazil is the most successful international team, right? And they really disappointed me because, heading into the World Cup, I mean, Brazil are always to be favorites, regardless of their form, right? Brazil exited, I think, in the round of 16, right? They played a round 32 against Japan and exited against Norway. You know, Brazil has the big names always. There's Vinicius Junior, they have the Martinelli, but it's no more. They have the Martinellis and things. But it really disappointing. I don't really get what happens to Brazil. I personally think Brazil to go all the way to the quarterfinals, or at least the semi-final. But they got in the round of 16 against Norway, a team that doesn't even. When was the last time Norway made it to the World Cup? It's been years. I think it's been over 20 years.
Oh yeah.
Since they made it to the World Cup. And Brazil, the Seleção, this is Brazil I'm talking about. They allowed Norway to knock them out of the World Cup. I mean, it was a big disappointment. I think Ancelotti and his boys have to do something about it. Portugal. Then again, Portugal's whole hype was based on their midfield. They had two players from PSG who just won the Champions League, right? They had Bruno Fernandes, who was the best player in the Premier League, which I think was totally decent. But what were you doing? Right? This Portuguese midfield is supposed to be known for progressive passes, right? You pass the ball into the box to the main man. And you see, in the box, you have the greatest goal scorer of all time, Cristiano Ronaldo. Just dunk the ball into the net, into the box, and let him score the goal. They were rather playing Abate in the midfield. What does that? I don't get it. I don't know if it was an instruction from Roberto Martinez, but watching Portugal's games, you could see that anytime they progress the ball, they do very threatening because they have the best, in my opinion, they have the best ball progressors in the world, in world football currently. So I don't know why they couldn't actually utilize that potential that they had. Because Portugal could have easily made it to the final. Easily. They were just unlucky to have faced, the eventual champions Spain. So it's understandable. But they could have shown a bit of fight. I was really sorry they couldn't beat DR Congo. But I thought it was one of those things. Uzbekistan, we understand Uzbekistan. I don't even think they've ever been to the World Cup. So putting 5 past Uzbekistan is very long. Right. And they're again against Colombia. You get Colombia was a super decent side. Aggressive counter-attacking football. But Colombia against Portugal. Oh, come on. I see. So, a lot of people put a blame on Cristiano Ronaldo. I definitely don't feel really the problem. I feel like the service wasn't coming as much as it should. Especially in a World Cup game. Also, let's talk about the officiating the World Cup. This is a topic for another day, but personally, I feel like the officiating in the World Cup was very, very, very inconsistent. We get that the referees normally make mistakes. They are human, so they have to use their intuition, their judgment to make certain decisions. But there are times when I feel like there are times I feel like you have the video assistant referee. The VAR is there to make certain decisions because you cannot see everything. Your eyes cannot see everything. So you go to the VAR. But there are certain decisions that I feel like they don't go to the VAR. They always try to use their discretion, and it hurts the sports. Right? It hurts the sports. The inconsistency I'm talking about. Let's see, for example, the Balogun's red card against I think the Bosnian player. That was a clear red card. But in another game, Messi versus Algeria. Messi was supposed to get a red card for stepping at the back of the foot of the Algerian player. But there was nothing. The referee did not even call a foul. And I don't understand, where is the consistency? What's the difference between what Balogun did and what Messi did? So, you're just asking for fairness. You're asking for fairness. You see, when you're not fair in a tournament like the World Cup, it hurts the viewership of the team. But the casuals are here. They are the people who watch the football. They are the people who watch football just once every 4 years. Meaning that the World Cup comes around. The organization must make sure that it is something that is very presentable, so it's something that they will allow. You understand? Well, if you have the World Cup and there are lots of controversies around the World Cup, I don't think they're going to tune in letters for the World Cup because in their mind there are always controversies. You understand? So I get the whole motive of doing the World Cup to America was to actually globalize the sport. The sport is really global. It's like the biggest sport in the world, but to America giving the sense of the world, right? What did enter the final marketplace of the world. But I think it's triple, but I feel like officiating could have been better. It could have been better. Yeah, so all in all the World Cup was a very peaceful tournament, and I feel like Spain fully deserved it, and all the big names and prove themselves on the big stage. Right? They're looking to the season ahead. See how it goes. Yeah, the Ballon d'Or chart is also over there. Let's see how it goes. Like, subscribe, and catch you in the next episode. We out.